Okay. So automated databases are the ones where you enter the details of uh, drugs, patients, and therapeutic consequences in a computer database known as automated database. Right? So what happens is that in usual circumstances, the medications are given to patients. When medications are given to patients, there are medications, if you see, there can be a medications which are totally new, which are about to be evaluated, totally new. The second type of medications is the existing medication or current medications. Now you may be surprised why we have to go for the existing medications. Existing medications will have secondary uses or secondary indications which are determined during the practice. So they will become a kind of signal and further research is going to be explored. So that is why whenever you administer the medications to patients, they can be new or they can be current in nature. That means those which are already used. The third reason why we have to understand the existing medication is that the therapeutic consequences, like adverse consequences, which may be adverse consequences that can be produced after 2 years of usage or after 5 years of usage. So such kind of consequences will also be recorded, right? So in the database, the step starts with the administration of medication to patients or subjects. Subjects, now again there will be two types of subjects. One, patient who are suffering from one disease or two diseases. Secondly, healthy subjects. Healthy subjects. So the medications are administered to these patients or subjects. So naturally, we are already well aware that therapeutic consequences are going to be produced. Therapeutic consequences are going to be produced. The therapeutic consequences can be of again two types. One is therapeutic benefit, other one is adverse consequences. Right? Now we have mainly three datas. So all these data will be entered into computer database known as automated database. It simply means that these databases helps to store the information and get a link with other databases, and they help to receive the information or retrieve the information. Okay, so that is why they are called as automated databases. This is clear now to everyone. Can we move on to the next section of it? Yeah. Anybody has any doubt? Yes, somebody respond. Is it understood? You want me to repeat? Amal Jishnu Anjuvarki, Anne Maria.
Yes, sir.
Can we move on to the next one, or you people have some doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Next, we are going to understand the use of database, use of automated database. The first use is that they act as a source of information. They act as a source of information or data source of information, which is data, right? Because all the informations are fed into the database, so they store it. So that is why they will act as a source of data or source of information for conducting pharmacoepidemiological studies. Source of information for conducting epidemiological studies, right? This is the first usage. The second use of this kind of automated database is that post-marketing surveillance studies. Post-marketing surveillance studies. So here we know that the database is a very useful for the manufacturer, where they can use the database to collect the information when the drug is launched into the pharmaceutical market, especially in post-marketing surveillance stage, which is phase. So because what happens is that when it is introduced into the market, pharmaceutical market, the data varies. The data which we know from phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 will have a limited data and limited patients. For example, if phase 1 has recruited healthy volunteers, phase 2 recruited healthy volunteers and patients, and the phase 3, when they have recruited uh, you know what do you say, patients only, they will be matched for their age, gender, diet, okay, all confounding variables, whatever is there, they will be matched. Confounding variables are always almost, they have been they will be rejected or they'll be taken care of. They no way they will allow these confounding factors to get into the system, get into the system, right? So that is why phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 will have a uniform data, what we can say, in the shortest possible way. Whereas in phase 4, the data varies actually. The data varies because of the possibility that one patient may be suffering from more than one disease. For example, patient may be suffering from two diseases, three diseases, or four, sometimes four diseases, or sometimes even five diseases. But actually, you are trying to assess the drug in one type of patient who's suffering from disease number one. See, now in order to accommodate all these parameters, now the database have to be changed. The areas in the database have to be changed. Correct. So similarly, what happens is that a patient who's who's receiving one drug, who's receiving one drug will have, who is suffering from one disease will have one drug. Sometimes a patient suffering from two diseases, where the patient will have two drugs or three drugs. One of the drug will be of your interest, that is newly launched. Now, what happens now? The present drug may have possibility to interact with other two drugs. Now, what happened now? Database areas will change. Adverse consequences because of one drug or more than one drug will also change. Correct? So that is why the automated databases can also be used for post-marketing studies, right? So they help as a potential source of information for conducting pharmacoepidemiological studies. And secondly, they are also serving as a database during post-marketing studies. So these are the two areas where they found very much useful. But of course, in other areas, they can be linked actually together. Suppose one area is conducting on the patient data, other one is conducting on drug plus outcome. You can combine the databases. So such kind of linkage of databases is possible. That is always possible. But major as it one database, if you take it, then this is how it should be done. This is clear. Can we move on to the ideal characteristics?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, actually, now in this chapter, first we will be understanding what are automated databases, what is the application of them, and what are the ideal characteristics to be called as database. Then we're going to understand specifically different types of database. Now we have understood what is database, automated database, and what is their application. Now we are understanding ideal characteristics of automated database. Okay. Now, since we already have exposure, we know how to use the computers also. So based on that concept, can you able to think the databases, what type of information the database should contain? Amal Jishnu. The database will serve as a provision to enter the data, correct? So what are the provisions that can be created in the automated database? Amal Jishnu. Anju Varki, Anne Maria.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me what provision we can make?
No idea, sir.
Okay. Next, Aparna. Aparna, we have already asked, right? Discussed. Aquina.
Don't know, sir.
Now we have understood now the different things to be conveyed. So what provisions the database should have? Aswinaji.
Sir,
Tell me.
don't know, sir.
Okay. Atira James.
So the diagnosis of the patient's demographics, then about the medications they are currently taking.
Okay. Now wait a second. Wait a second. Can you go with can you start with the first one?
So the demographics and the diagnosis of the patient.
Hold on a second. Demographic
Okay.
information, it should have a provision to accommodate the demographic information. Correct. Very good point. So in demographic information, what are the information we can feed under demographic information?
Sir, the name of the patient.
Correct.
Age.
Correct.
Then gender. Then weight of the patient. Then yes, sir.
Then
I don't know, sir.
That's all about patient. Okay, we will understand from Aswin Aji. Benazir. Yeah. Any other information about patients? Benazir.
Yes, sir. All these, sir, like demographics and medications and duration.
No. One second. Hold on. Only in demographics, she has already told some. Is there anything else you can include in the demography?
Sir, duration.
Duration of what?
That medication.
No, don't go to medication. Stay in demographic only.
No idea, sir.
Okay. GRly?
For identification of the adverse reaction.
No. Don't go to that. Demography only. You are very good at. You are already ahead of 2-3 steps. Please stay back only in demography. What else you can include? Name, age, gender. Then.
I don't know.
Okay. Irene?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, these things, weight, height, and all.
Okay, weight, height. Okay, that is also good. Then
occupation, maybe.
Patient means only that much. Is there anything else to inquire?
Yeah, any previous history, like
Previous history of?
Previous history of any disease.
Previous history of disease. That we will come under clinical.
Yeah.
That we will come under clinical. Now you tell me about only patient. Patient will not eat.
Yeah, the diet.
Okay, diet. Okay.
Diet and these smoking, alcohol, their
Yes.
sleep.
Yes.
All those.
Social habits. Social habits.
Yeah.
You will not earn.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What we should give?
Income.
Income status. So these are the things. So now the patient is also, since he has come to the hospital, whether he is which kind of patient, outpatient or inpatient, you need that data.
Yes, sir.
That is also needed. So this much information should be accommodated in the automated database. Patient name, age, gender, patient full name especially. Okay, then height, weight, then income status, diet, social habits. See, so many things the database should be able to accommodate. Inpatient, outpatients, correct? So first criteria or first ideal characteristic of the database is to accommodate patient demography. Okay. Next one. So medication data, we have understood that medication details also required, correct? So what kind of medication details you require? Let us go to Kamal. What medication data we can accommodate in database?
Past medication history.
Past medication, correct?
Then the patient is using like medication
Your voice is breaking, Kamal. Kamal. Okay, just put it in the chat box. Actually, I think there's a communication problem. Put it in the chat. Kessia Korean, what medication details you wanted?
Which all medicines are being taken.
Okay.
Route of administration.
Okay. Past medication, present medication you don't need?
Past medication histories.
Past medication only you need. Present medication you don't need.
No, both we need.
Both you need. Okay. Then what else? Route of administration. Then
frequency.
Frequency.
Duration.
Duration. Dose. Do you want dose?
Dose, sir. Yes, sir.
Duration of treatment you wanted?
Yes.
Okay. So you need past medication details, present medication details. What if a patient is taking OTC medications? Do you need that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that also needed. Okay. If patient is prescribed, is taking alternative medicine, do you need that information?
Yes, sir.
Like for example, alternative medicines means?
Ayurvedic.
Oh, Ayurvedic. Then which is the other one? Homeopathic. Yeah. So all this information is needed. So in medication section of the database, you need medication details, which will be past medications, present medication, their usage, their duration, route of administration, dosage, duration of treatment, okay, OTC medications, then alternative medications. All these data should be able to be accommodated in the database. That is the second characteristic. First characteristic is that it should be able to accommodate all patient demographic details. The second characteristic is that it should be able to accommodate all medication details. Correct? Then do you need family data? Let us go to Kezia Rachel. Kezia Rachel. Lakshmi. Lakshmi, Rachel is there. Okay. Do you need family history? Family details?
Yes.
Yeah, family details are needed because some diseases are genetically influenced. Yeah, and also you can, by creating a database, you can find out which one is genetically linked and which one is not genetically linked. Okay, that is the usage. So the third characteristic of datamate database is that it should be able to accommodate the family history of the patients. Family history of the patients. Next. So now, how each patient will come to know that my entry is there in the database. Suppose you have created in a database. Okay, Mr. X will come today, and you get the details. And now the same Mr. X will come after 1 year. So how do you identify him or her? Lakshmi?
Yes, sir.
How do you identify the same patient who's coming to the hospital?
So some patient file or registry is there. Medical record.
Okay.
Register or medical record.
Oh, do you mean to say that they have to take a medical record and then they have to verify?
No, they will have a register like that, file like.
File like, okay, but with the file they will they have to take out the file, no?
And they will give a number,
Ah,
admission number.
not admission number. It is a unique number, a unique number known as patient unique number. They give
To
patient.
take that time, they will.
Oh, they will like that. They will give. Okay, no problem. Patient unique identifier number will be given to patient.
Given.
Yeah, they will ask, please tell me your identification number. The moment they enter, all the patient details will come out, right? So database, automated database, another quality is that it should have a provision to accommodate patient unique identifying number. Patient unique identifying number, right? Okay, then let us go to now Manoj. Manoj,
Yes, sir.
a patient has come to the hospital. Now, doctor has listened to his signs and symptoms, but he is unable to diagnose. Okay, he's unable to, he's not very clear about diagnosis. He is trying to identify the two kinds of diagnosis which are overlapping each other. Okay, not a final diagnosis. Okay, now what is this stage is known as? A disease which cannot be identified, but it is projected before the final diagnosis. What is the disease? What is the diagnosis pattern name?
Without any final conformational diagnosis, you're asking?
Yeah. There's one name for that.
Provisional diagnosis?
Yes, it is called as provisional diagnosis or interim diagnosis or diagnosis for rule out. So a database should have a provision for both interim diagnosis as well as final diagnosis. Okay, interim diagnosis as well as final diagnosis, right? So, and also in this case, since diagnosis is a clinical information, let us understand any other clinical information you would like to add here. Any other clinical information, Manoj?
Sir?
Any other clinical information you would like to add?
In the provisional diagnosis?
No, that itself is a separate provision because that is the main provision, correct? Based on the signs and symptoms, that is the main provision the automated database should have, correct? So that is the main provision, but any other clinical information you would like to add?
Yes, sir. If any additional signs and symptoms are there, we should add.
Yeah, chief signs and symptoms or complaints, clinical complaints. The database will have the provision sometimes for the major clinical signs and symptoms or clinical symptoms, right? So it will have that. Is there anything else we can add here in under clinical one? One is signs and symptoms. Next. Like such as any other clinical one? Let us go to Mega. Mega?
Yes, sir. So lab investigations and all.
Yes, correct. Lab investigation data, which is confirmed, radiological data. So a database should be able to accommodate clinical data such as what is the final diagnosis, signs and symptoms, clinical laboratory parameters, radiological investigations, scannings, everything, right? Okay, and also whether the whether the disease is a chronic one or a acute one. What is chronic disease, Marlene? Marlene?
Sir, the disease which is for a long time, the disease will be there.
Acute means?
For a short period.
Okay. That's about, that is the provision the database should have. Let us see other provisions. Now, there should be a provision for confounding factors, which we have already understood, like under social habits, right? Smoking or alcohol consumption. But the database will be very specific. If the smoker is chronic smoker, it will note down chronic smoker, chronic alcoholic, so like that. So specifically, they will get the information. Otherwise, social history will be done. Now, suppose a patient, okay, next what was there? Navindran. Navindran, I'll give you a situation, you can tell the answer. Like for example, if patient wants to, Navindran, are you there? Patient wants to,
Yes, sir.
yeah, patient wants to confirm whether my data is getting stolen by somebody. So what the database should be able to, give a provision?
Sir, confirmatory diagnosis.
No. What I mean to tell you is that a patient details is already registered in the database, correct? Let us assume that.
Okay, sir.
But after going home, patient is worried that my data can be stolen by somebody, car can be manipulated by somebody. So what may be the provision which we can create in the database in order to make the patient to confirm that his or data is protected?
Sir, we make it keep secure, sir. We should
do what?
Keep secure. At least computerized.
Secured one. Confidentially,
Yes.
safeguard should be initiated. Confidentiality safeguard. Patient should be confident that his data is protected, right? And nobody is going to tamper it. Nobody is going to modify it. And unique code will be given to them, and they can generate their own ID and password, so that they're very much sure that their data is protected. Yes. Next, we will go to Nikita. Nikita.
Yes, sir.
Now, you are the person who is entering in the database in the morning shift. Like for example, say 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, you are doing the entry. Okay. Entry of all the details of patient data. So I will come in the second shift, that is starting from 4 o'clock to night 8 o'clock, and I'll manipulate it, the data which you have done in the morning. So this is the situation. So what is that you are trying to create a facility in the database? Nikita?
Yes, sir.
You're thinking?
Yes, sir. I think I will create some password and keep it
Yeah,
secure.
correct. You need a appropriate permission. Okay. That we will discuss in the next class. As of now, we are going to delink in few seconds time. We don't have to link back.